Have you ever felt like trading, or life itself, is nothing but pure chaos? Like no matter what you do, the market moves against you, your strategies crumble, and everything feels random, unpredictable, and out of control. But what if I told you that beneath the chaos, there's a pattern so precise, so inevitable, it almost feels like magic? Let me show you. Imagine a sleek machine, a contraption of perfect precision, with tiny balls cascading down a maze of pegs. Each ball drops, bouncing left, then right, then left again, much like the erratic movement of a stock or forex pair. At first glance, it's pure disorder, unpredictable and uncontrollable. But then, something unexpected happens. As thousands of balls fall, an undeniable pattern emerges. They don't scatter aimlessly, they align, they form something beautiful, a perfect, symmetrical curve, hidden within the randomness. This is the Galton board, a machine that reveals one of the universe's greatest secrets. Randomness isn't really random. You may feel lost in the short-term noise, but the bigger picture always follows a pattern. This is the power of probability, of long-term inevitability. Just like flipping a coin thousands of times, you'll get close to 50% heads and 50% tails. Yes, in the moment, it feels chaotic, but over time, randomness becomes something else. It becomes predictable. And this is where things get truly mind-blowing. Because this principle, it's everywhere. It shapes the financial markets, influences human intelligence, defines how nature distributes traits, and even controls your emotions, decisions, and behaviors. As a trader, you feel it, don't you? That nagging sense that something is missing. The gap you keep trying to fill with new strategies, more indicators, and the latest holy grail setups. It's what keeps you jumping from guru to guru, always searching, but never finding. It's the reason you second-guess your trades, the reason you hesitate, the reason you overtrade, the reason you sabotage yourself. But here's the truth. That gap isn't about finding a better strategy. It's not about uncovering some secret market hack. It's something much bigger. It's the psychology of patience. The markets, like the Galton board, follow probabilities over time. But most traders get lost in the randomness of the short term, panicking at every zigzag, overreacting to every loss, and failing to trust the bigger pattern. And that's why you're here. Because once you see what's truly holding you back, everything changes. The central limit theorem, the first doorway into the psychology of the patient trader. Close your eyes for a moment. Now imagine yourself at a carnival, standing before a game booth that promises a jackpot. If you can guess the average weight of the people passing by. You watch the crowd. Some are tall, some are short, some are lean, while some are heavy. At first, it feels impossible. How could you possibly predict something so random? If you guessed based on just one or two people, you'd be completely off. But then, as you gather more guesses, something unseen, yet inevitable, begins to happen. The randomness starts to smooth out, a pattern emerges. Then suddenly, what once felt like pure chaos becomes eerily predictable. That, my friend, is the central limit theorem, a mathematical truth so powerful, it almost feels supernatural. No matter how scattered, messy, or unpredictable individual data points may seem, when you gather enough samples, they always form a perfect, predictable shape. The randomness fades. The pattern reveals itself. This is the legendary bell curve. And this isn't just a neat physics trick. It's everywhere. It's why casinos always win in the long run, no matter how many individual gamblers strike it big. It's why election polls, even with small samples, can predict results with eerie accuracy. It's why financial markets, despite their daily swings, settle into predictable long-term trends. But here's the part that will change everything for you. Even your life, your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, follows this exact rhythm. At times, everything feels random, uncertain, overwhelming. But zoom out, step back, and suddenly, the pattern emerges. The universe is whispering to you, revealing a secret hidden in plain sight. Chaos is only an illusion when viewed too closely. And this is the first doorway into the psychology of the patient trader. Once you step through, you'll never see randomness the same way again. If you've ever struggled with patience in trading, if you felt trapped in that endless cycle of doubt, hesitation, and frustration, breathe. Because what comes next isn't just information. It's a shift in perception. In the rest of this video, you won't just learn 3 powerful ways to master patience. You'll step through 3 lenses, each one revealing a deeper truth about how the patient trader sees the market and themselves. Once you see through these lenses, hesitation fades, frustration dissolves, and what once felt chaotic suddenly makes sense. The only question is, are you ready to see? If your answer is a yes, let's continue. Number 1. The patient trader defines enough and sticks to it. In 1999, psychologists Baba Shiv and Alexander Fedorkin conducted a fascinating study on decision-making under cognitive load, a concept that has profound implications for traders, investors, and anyone who has ever struggled with impulse control. In their experiment, participants were split into 2 groups. The first group was given a simple task: memorize a 2-digit number like 24. The second group was given a harder task: memorize a 7-digit number like 4,938,271. A few minutes later, both groups were asked to walk to another room and make a choice. Would they take a slice of chocolate cake or a healthy bowl of fruit? The results were shocking. The participants who had to remember the 7-digit number were 50% more likely to choose the chocolate cake over the fruit. Why? Because when the brain is overloaded, its ability to make disciplined, rational decisions weakens. The participants juggling a complex number were burning precious mental energy, leaving them with less willpower to resist temptation. Their brain defaulted to the easier, more impulsive choice: the sugary, instantly gratifying chocolate cake. Now think about the average trader who is constantly checking charts, reacting to news, following social media, and watching price movements all day. Their brain is overloaded, and in that state, sticking to a rational plan becomes nearly impossible. They hit their profit targets, but instead of exiting, they stay in, chasing more gains until the market reverses and wipes out everything. Or, after taking a few losses, they ignore their risk limits and gamble to make it back, only to lose even more. And talking about always impulsively wanting more and more, Dr. Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, revealed a shocking truth in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. He revealed that humans are terrible at defining satisfaction when money is involved. Long ago, when resources were scarce, hoarding meant survival. The instinct to grab as much as possible, as fast as possible, was a matter of life and death. But in modern times, especially in trading and investing, this never-enough mentality becomes a silent assassin. It fuels greed, causing traders to chase the market, holding on too long, always wanting just a little more. It feeds overtrading, the urge to keep clicking, to keep gambling, unable to stop. It destroys risk management, because deep down, your mind fears missing out more than it fears losing. And this is how traders unknowingly sabotage themselves. But there's a solution. The solution is becoming a patient trader who's able to sidestep these pitfalls. You can start by setting firm trading limits, which ensures that you stay in control. This helps you never get lost in the chaos of overtrading. You can define clear profit targets, which is a way to silencing greed before it tempts you with just a little more. And you can implement strict stop losses, so fear never lures you into waiting and hoping. While others stay trapped in an endless cycle of emotional reactions, The patient trader approaches the market with clarity, seeing it as a game of probabilities rather than feelings. When you define what is enough, and most importantly, have the discipline to stick to it, you maintain control and consistency in your decisions. Number 2. The patient trader have a pre-trade checklist. Imagine this. You're a pilot, sitting in the cockpit, preparing for takeoff. You've flown this route dozens of times. The skies are clear. The weather is perfect. You could trust your instincts, start the engines and go. But you don't. Because no professional pilot, no matter how skilled, would ever skip their pre-flight checklist. Why? Because human error is inevitable with fatigue, stress, and distractions. And without a structured checklist, even the most experienced pilots can make costly, catastrophic mistakes. And trading? It's no different. Markets move fast, emotions run high, one impulsive click, and thousands of dollars can disappear in seconds. This is why patient, disciplined traders rely on a pre-trade checklist, a structured process that ensures every trade is intentional, not emotional. Think about it. Surgeons use checklists before life-saving operations. Pilots use them before every flight. NASA scientists use them before launching rockets. So why wouldn't traders use them before risking their capital? In the Checklist Manifesto, a renowned surgeon and public health researcher, Dr. Atul Gawande, demonstrated how a simple checklist could improve performance in high-stakes environments. His study across 8 hospitals introduced a pre-surgery checklist, leading to 36% fewer major complications, 47% reduction in patient deaths, better teamwork and decision-making, thus concluding that a structured approach, even in expert hands, prevents critical mistakes. So, if checklists can prevent life or death mistakes, imagine what they can do for your trading. A good checklist doesn't make your trading robotic. Rather, it makes it intentional. It transforms your decisions from impulsive to strategic. And if you're wondering what your checklist should be before you open a trade, here are a few things to ask yourself. Does this setup align with my trading strategy? What is my risk-to-reward ratio? Where is my stop-loss and take-profit level? Am I trading based on my plan or reacting to hype and FOMO? Is the market environment favorable for this trade? If any of these answers aren't crystal clear, a patient trader would wait, because the market is designed to manipulate your emotions. Trading is decision-making under uncertainty, but a pre-trade checklist can keep you focused on data and strategy, rather than emotional reactions to price movements. Number 3. The patient trader sets realistic expectations. Let's step back for a moment and return to the Galton board, the simple machine we talked about at the beginning of the video. This machine reveals an undeniable truth about trading and life itself. What once seemed like randomness forms a perfect, bell-shaped curve, with most balls landing in the center and fewer at the extremes. This is exactly how trading works. A single trade is uncertain. It could be a win or a loss, but over hundreds, thousands of trades, a trader with an edge will see a predictable long-term outcome. This perfectly led us to the central limit theorem. The theorem told us that the more data we have, the more predictable the average outcome becomes. And this is what the patient trader understands. They don't obsess over one trade, because they know one trade doesn't matter. What matters is the performance over many trades. They accept that losses are inevitable. Even a strategy with a 70% win rate will still lose 3 out of 10 trades. They don't chase big wins or gamble their accounts on a single high-risk setup. Instead, they focus on small, consistent profits, knowing that in the end, compounding always wins over reckless risk. But the problem is, our brains aren't wired for patience. We crave instant gratification. We want results now, not later. And when we hear stories of overnight trading millionaires, we start believing we can do the same. However, the truth is, the best traders take years to refine their craft. Harvard psychologist Dan Gilbert discovered that people overestimate what they can achieve in the short term, but underestimate what they can achieve in the long term. This is the simple reason so many traders quit too soon. They expect instant success, and when they don't get it, they assume trading doesn't work, with some calling it a scam. Meanwhile, the patient traders, the ones who stick to a structured, disciplined approach, are the ones who eventually find success. You have to think of trading like planting a tree. You don't plant a seed and expect fruit the next day. You water it daily. You nurture it. You let it grow over time. Don't be the trader who chases overnight riches, constantly uprooting their progress before it has a chance to grow. True success comes to those who trust the process, cultivate real skills, and embrace patience, because in the end, the market rewards discipline, not desperation. Trading isn't about predicting the future. It's about mastering yourself. It is understanding that randomness fades with time, that consistency beats impulse, and that the real edge isn't just in the strategy. It's in the mindset behind it. My question to you now is, will you keep searching for the next shortcut? Or will you commit to becoming the trader who plays the long game, the one the market truly rewards? Because in the end, patience isn't just a trait, it's the foundation of success. If you've made it this far, something powerful has already happened. You have proven you have patience. You've shown you have what it takes to succeed as a trader, and that puts you ahead of most. But before you go, I have something for you. It is a gift. One that could shift the way you see trading forever. It's waiting for you in this recommended video. Watch it now, and thank me later. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you are new here. It is equally important that you turn on the notification so you don't miss amazing videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching.